Howdy everyone, my name is Darshil Rayjada. This is my Milestone 1 project for ISTM 622 Advanced Data Management. I'm MSMIS Fall 25 student. This project is about setting up a scalable data infrastructure for AetherMart, an e-commerce platform. So basically what we have done in this project, I'll give you an overview and a business case. Ethermart is growing rapidly across multiple sales channels, but it faces major challenges. The main challenges are inconsistent product data, fragmented customer information, weak order tracking, and poor security. And why it matters most nowadays in a real world uh, like life or an example is because we want clean and secure data. It's very crucial for personalization, analytics, and smooth scaling. Without it, business growth will be very chaotic and risky, right? So that's why we are doing this project. And what we want to achieve or the goals of this milestone one project, the technical objectives is basically in this milestone. The main goals are deploy MariaDB on AWS securely, design a normalized schema for all core entities, build on ETL pipeline for ingestion and cleaning, implement advanced SQL features like view, stored procedure, and UDFs, and finally will establish a strong role-based access control for all the users, right? And how we're gonna set up our environment. So I set up MariaDB on a AWS EC2 instance with Ubuntu. The database was secured with custom users and only port 3306 open for trusted IPs. Why I'm saying this, only this port was open because like if you open any other port which I have done in the assignment 1 and 2, you'll face some other errors. So basically I'll just give you an example of the error which I faced. I got an error waiting for cache lock, could not get lock valid, blah blah blah. It's held by process 6658 APT. So we'll have to kill that port. That means it another APT process is running and has locked by the pegged manager. So it's very important, okay, uh, to note down this point. And a root remote login has been disabled. Automation was achieved with a base scripts for setup and Python scripts for data loading and verifications. And this is the script which was given by Dr. Professor Gamilian to us, which I have used directly to set up my MariaDB. Okay. And then we have designed the schema. The schema includes table for products, customers, orders, order items, categories, supplies, and reviews. It's normalized with foreign keys, ensuring the data integrity. Here, for example, the product table references categories and suppliers, and primary key ensure uniqueness, and as I mentioned, foreign key enforce relationships, right? This is basically a schema diagram EID, which I'm gonna explain you what I have done. So this is a core schema diagram of Ethermart. It follows a normalized structure to avoid duplication and maintain consistency. At the corner, at the center, you can see we have a products table. Each product is linked to a category and a supplier through a foreign key. Customer places order, and each order is detailed in order items, which captures the specific products, quantity, and its price. The reviews table connect customer and product, allowing us to track a feedback. And by enforcing these relationships, we ensure referential integrity, making the data, reliable on the analytics, personalizations, and reporting purpose. So that was the main goal. And now we're gonna directly, I'll show you the script which I have run in the SQL. Okay, and based on that, I got this count. So I'll just show you my script. So here it is. Uh, as this is the script which we have run in assignment 1 and 2, so we should know only. We have created a database, drop if exist, and then it's stable for categories, suppliers, products, right, that way. And the only thing which I want to mention over here is the order date which I used as an varchar data type instead of the data type, right? Because you'll have to define a four cases with if else condition later in the transformation cleansing stage. So that's why I just use a varchar. All right, and all the primary keys has a data type serial, as you can see over here. That's the thing to note, right? And I have not created a separate file to load. I have, loaded in the a SQL file only, and like all load commands is mentioned over here only. Okay, we'll go back to a PPT. So yeah, after loading the file, like this is the basically an example where we create like just one table example. We have created a products table, right? Product ID serial as a primary key, as I mentioned. Product name has a varchar and obviously cannot be null. Price decimal 10 comma 2, not null because we want till two decimals. And category ID big int unsigned. This is the point to note it, like big int unsigned. So why use big int unsigned? Because as we know that in business, when it grows, and EtherMart has a millions of categories, right? And like unlikely, but might be possible in huge marketplace. We can just take a live example of Amazon or any other big marketplace. And big in support, I think I'm not sure, but the values of around 18 quintillion. So the and unsigned is because category ID cannot be never be a negative. And by marking unsigned, we double the maximum positive range and save the negative inserts as well. So that's why I use big int unsigned for both category and supplier ID. So yeah, and again, this is the foreign key referencing to the category ID and the supplier ID, and this is the syntax for loading the data, right? And after that, we'll get this count which we have mentioned exactly in the generator.py. It should match the same value, right? So as you can see over here, I have just changed some values in the generator.py, and it's like a 1 lakh customer, right? 50 products, 10 categories, 40 suppliers, 2 lakh orders, and 1500 reviews. So the same, as you can see over here, it's matching exactly the same, right? So yeah, and this is the screenshot of the script. This is, I have, printed a customer, select star from customers, limit 100, and you can see it printed correctly. So yeah, that means it had worked. And then select star from reviews, everything worked. Now we're gonna come to our part, which is basically a cleansing, right? So extract is done. We have loaded the data. Now we'll have to clean this data, right? Transform. So why it's necessary? Because it's in inconsistent format. So as you can see, like the date is not in the correct format. Like I didn't have put the screenshot of orders over here, as you can see over here. Like it's 3/16/25, 2024. YY MMDD or DDMM will have to clean it, right? And same, some email has the blank value, some has the null value. So that's what we'll have to clean it. So I have followed a ELT instead of ETL. I created Python script to generate and extract raw data sets. Data was loaded using SQL commands and batch inserts for efficiency, as you can see. Now transformation will gonna include a standardizing of the dates, products name categories, and handling in case of any missing values. And that's what mentioned over here. Now, data cleansing and transformation part. So, why it's important? Because cleaning involved converting empty emails to null, fixing the inconsistent date format specific to this project, and validating review ratings. So, this ensured the data was reliable for, in case if further analysis or reporting is needed. So, this is the common issues found, and over here, the example was given of Amazon Echo Dot. So Echo Dot is a smart speaker made by Amazon. It connect, a cloud-based voice assistant Alexa. like as everyone knows, Alexa to play music and all our daily stuff. So instead of Echo Dot, it like Amazon Echo Dot, the standardized format. Same way, order date stored in multiple formats transferred to the correct ISO 8601 format, which is YYYMMDD, right? And null or empty customer emails only converted to null. Reviews rating column content has invalid values, like it has all the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, invalid null, right? So it was converted to only 1 to 5 and the rest were null, right, with the rating clean. And this is the fix were applied, right? Like update statements and trim for a text cleanup. So basically in the raw data, as I mentioned, the order dates we have updated with this query case, right? With if else condition, all the conditions were mentioned. uh, Validation with UDF, which is a user defined function, right? Uh, like some fields like rating has invalid values, so I've created UDF. So to convert either one to file or set to null. And the third is, yeah, handling missing data. So empty customer emails were converted into null instead of keeping it as a blank strings, right? This prevents issue when querying or sending communication, and that's what's important in business perspective. So yeah, again, same thing has been mentioned. As you can see, before and after, this was, like MMDDYY, which is now YYY MMDD, again with a slash. It's only with a same format with a dash. Okay. And uh, sorry, excuse me, the same code has been mentioned with a condition what we have done, and this is the output which we got, the screenshot. The order date clean is the column which I have added at the last, and as you can see, like it has all the consistent values in the one format itself. And same way for a rating, you can see over here it's 5 5, then it's blank 3 4 null blank. So over here it's only 5 5 null 3 4 null, so all blanks and null were replaced by null, right? So that's the thing we have done. And this is the again the code screenshot for uh, whatever we have performed for a cleansing purpose, which I can show you again in my script as well. So yeah, basically this is the transformation script uh, for email, for date, and this is for a rating. Okay, coming back to PPT. So again, now security and user roles. Okay. So I defined four user roles as we have been given in the project dot docs itself, that there are four users in the business: admin, who is a database administrator, David Miller, then who is like a database administrator, as I mentioned, then second Sarah Chen, product manager, a customer service lead Maria, and Alex Kim, who is a chief technical officer, right? So for each role had only the permission of whatever they necessary, like following the list privilege and segregation of the duties. So like an admin, David Miller has full access because he's a database administrator. He can add, update, edit, delete, select anything. He can do drop, truncate, whatever he wants. The product manager guy, he's only can read access to the products or categories table. Same way, a CTO Alex can only read for audit and oversight purpose, but everything but can only read. Okay, so that's what the purpose. Yeah, and here we have given the example. I have given example of what I have done basically. So created of user Sarah Chen, right? And with the password, and we have only given access to products table and the categories table. So I'll show you in the example in the script as well. So security and advanced SQL file. So you can see four user personas. One is Sarah Chen, Maria, customer service lead, and then David Miller and the Alex scheme. Okay, so the four users were created. Okay, and the access were given as per what they needed. Okay, And now coming back, I'll just show you over here how it works. So let's say I went into the Sarah Chen user who is the product manager, and as soon as I say select star from customers, because she has access to customers, all the data printed correctly, right? Select star from products, all the data uh, consider like they're in the table printed correctly. But as soon as do update customer set email is equals to this, it says update command denied for this user, right? Because she's not authorized to perform this operation, it's giving an error that update command has been denied for this user. So that's what we have done in the security and the user roles, right? Going to the next slide, advanced SQL features. So I implemented views like a product summary and order summary for a simplified reporting. Stored procedures such as get customer purchase history were created for, a detailed customer order history. A UDF was also built to quickly fetch the product prices by name, right? And I'll just show you. Here I have created order summary and a product summary, and you can see like in the product summary there's product ID, name, price, category name, and supplier name. So you don't have to look anywhere else. Same way for order summary, right? Total order items and total order amount is also included, right? So that's what we have done. And over here, called a customer purchase history. So it has given order ID, order date, product name, quantity, a price per unit, and the total item. Let's say two items, price per unit 742, total item is 1485.52. So this is what we have done, right? And over here, you can see like if I want a product price by name, I'll just say product price, right? Select product name, get product price by name, and the name of the product, I'll directly get the price. Okay, same thing mentioned over here in the screenshot. Now coming to security threats and mitigation. So in the security threat and mitigations, basically key threats included SQL injections, unauthorized modification, and data corruption, as you can see over here. These were mitigated by using a parameterized queries, strict role-based permission, and enforcing constraints like foreign keys and triggers. So, like to explain this in a detail, basically what I did is, let's say I'll just take an example of SQL injections, right? So, SQL injection, this happens like how I can explain. When malicious users try to inject like a harmful SQL code into an input field, right? For an example, in a search bar or a login form. So if not prevented, they could like read, modify, or even delete sensitive data. And this is very important. Why I'm saying is basically, I have worked in a healthcare product-based company, US-based healthcare MNC, who gives electronic health record software to all the providers, health practitioner in the US. eClinical works. I worked as a technical account manager, and over there is all PHI, which is patient health records, and it's very sensitive. It contains it's if you know miss any one information, like it's a HIPAA violation. So and it's a PHI violation. So like it can lead to so many escalation like you cannot imagine. So this is very important. You know to prevent and to fix this, I enforce parameterized queries instead of concreting row strings, right? This way user input is treated only as data but never as an executable code. And the second, unauthorized modification by non-admins, which I have already explained in the role-based permissions, right? Based on four user personas. And the third, the data corruption from inconsistent constraints. So if tables allow invalid relationships, the system could have orphaned records or mismatched data, right? How I'll explain is basically, for example, an order linked to a non-existent customer, right? To prevent this, I use foreign keys, triggers, and validation rules. This guarantees that referential integrity and protects the business from corrupted analytics, right? So yeah, this three will gonna resolve this uh, strategies like a mitigation strategies. Okay. Now, what we have achieved by doing this project. So, MariaDB was fully deployed, right? Then schema was designed, normalized, and implemented. All provided data ingested, cleansed, and validated. User roles was tested successfully. Advanced SQL features were demonstrated and explained, and I have attached all the screenshots I have explained in the video as well. So, yeah, the main thing was AI user disclosure. It's very important. AI tools help suggest schema, refinements, debug scripts, and generate example of SQL queries. Yeah, because without AI, it's not possible. However, I made corrections to ensure accuracy, like fixing foreign keys, adjusting some date formats, optimizing performance. So this is very important. I think without AI, will not able to fix the bugs or debug our scripts. So the main lesson I learned from the AI is it accelerates our development, but eventually the human validation is essential. Like you'll have to debug code by yourself only. Without that, it's not possible to, run a code successfully. So yeah, that's AI user disclosure. The key takeaways from this project. The first of all, a strong foundation in data infrastructure we build so that ensures scalability. Security must be built from a start only. From a business perspective point of view, it's very important. Advanced SQL features add real value for analysis, for business analytics, data analytics perspective in real world, again very important. And the fourth, AI can support development, can help you to write a code script, but output must be carefully reviewed and human involvement is very necessary. So yeah, that was the key takeaways and what we achieved from this milestone. Thank you so much for listening to me. This was my milestone one project on AetherMart's data infrastructure. I look forward to any feedback or questions you have. My email ID is mentioned over here. It's darshil.rayjada@tamu.edu. We'll wait for your questions if you have anything. Thank you so much once again. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.